Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy, La La Land, and I think we have everybody. The Best Actor, the Best Actress, Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone. Is Danielle Chazelle here? So everybody please come. Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hi.
What's up? What's up? What's up? We got the cell phone cameras now.
Congratulations to all of you. You've made Golden Globe history tonight. Damon, I'd like to start with you. How many no's before you knew this was actually going to happen?
How many no's? I mean, it was yeah, many, but enough to fill 6 years. That's how long it took to actually get the movie going. So I always actually remind myself of that. All of this is just so surreal, but the dream come true, the biggest dream come true I've ever had was literally our first day of shooting, standing there with the cameras rolling. That was just, and being surrounded by people like Emma, Ryan, and John, and my crew. It was the biggest gift. So all of this is just even more surreal because of that.
Hello. Yeah, I have a question for RSI, Swiss Italian Television, over here. First of all, congratulations for the victory. Just want to make a little bit of humor. Now that you guys won a Best Pictures, are you willing to go to Washington January 20th? Maybe you're going to be the only one attending as celebrities, Mr. Trump. What do you think about it?
Mark, you take that.
It'll be cold.
Mark clap for that one.
We're just really grateful we got to make a film that we love, that celebrates passion and life and music and feelings. I don't know what you're all doing on January 12th. I'm going to be in a movie set making a film, which is what I love to do, and I'm very lucky to do so.
Hi there, Steve Futterman from CBS News. I wanted to ask Ryan, Emma, if I could ask you, what you feel is the reason this film resonates with people? I know there are a lot of people who like musicals, myself included, but it has to be more than that. What is the theme of this film that you think resonates with people and has made it such a critical and popular success?
We'll play popcorn.
Here's your answer
one
right
word.
I think Emma spoke to that so beautifully in her speech. The thing that moved me so much about the film, is this idea that the importance of pursuing your dream despite the obstacles, and I think it's a beautiful message for Damien to put out in the world, and it seems like a very appropriate time for that. I think Emma really spoke so beautifully to that in her speech.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean that I think is maybe kind of the key to what's inspiring about it right now. I also think that there's something about these two characters and what they're going through that feels very realistic and very human, even in these kind of fantastical, circumstances where they're singing and dancing and everything is so beautifully colorful. I think two people struggling in that way and falling in love and how it ultimately unfolds is something that I think everybody can relate to in some way and what could have been. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan, Emma right here to your left, congratulations. And I would like to ask you a question, it's how love in present day and their feelings might be changing and affected, and the whole love fantasy that your film presents, given all the social media, given the instant gratification that we can get through many different social apps. Do you think that the love fantasy is really offended in the end?
I've had too much champagne to answer that question. Emma?
Will you just repeat the very last part again, please? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's basically how our modern era has shaped what we consider a love fantasy today.
I don't know that I can speak to the entirety of the modern era right now, but by next week I'm going to have a solid answer for you with footnotes and references.
Maybe Damien can answer that, the director?
Damien? How our modern era has shaped the love fantasy? The fantasy of love, our modern era has shaped the fantasy.
Oh, great.
of love.
Thanks, Emma.
Great. So excited for your answer.
The modern era. Well, I don't know if this answers the question, but I mean, it was important to us to make a love story that was actually for the modern era, that was a contemporary love story, but use older movies and older love stories to comment on the modern era. Look at the ways in which the time we live in now, matches those old movies in some ways and doesn't match them at all in other ways. And also, this idea that actually one does need to move forward. That nostalgia for nostalgia's sake is not a place to live in, and that you should honor the past, but to actually find a way to push that forward, whether it's in how you love or how you make movies or how you make any art.
Damien, stay there. Question for you.
Oh, hey, Gina.
Hi. First of all, I'm hoping someone can get me Dear Evan Hansen tickets. Yeah. And then after that, I was wondering if you could elaborate a little on breaking this record, the most Golden Globe wins ever. I mean, it's one thing to win, it's another to break a record. I also believe you're the youngest director to have ever won. I mean, how does that feel?
Well, now that you say that, it feels incredible. I'm not sure. I mean, I think I'm still processing. This is my first time ever at the Golden Globes. I assume it doesn't always go this way, so I'm not going to get used to it. But I was just so honored to be here at all. So to now actually be on this stage and be with the people I made this movie with. I think the thing I was the most excited about, honestly, was getting to see, Justin, who I went to college with, who I met in a college band, and we talked about movies back when we were 17 and 18, to see him on that stage. I think maybe it was actually the single greatest moment for me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You done? Yeah, we're good.
Could we talk more about love in the modern era? I feel like we should. We should have John. What's your name again?